Okay, when the flap comes down, you take your finger off the button for the awning or it will break.
Of course, you have a light up above, just primary switch.
Okay.
The awning doesn't have to be out or in. You can have it on or off, your preference.
Okay.
I'll let you go in because it'll be a little hard to see this. I'll just stick the control over here.
So before I forget, a question I have also. So the generator has to be on for the AC to be on, right?
No, not
it
unless
doesn't.
you plug in with the 30 amp.
Oh, but so the engine has to be running?
No.
Really? It can just run off the battery?
No, not battery. Your main 30 amp power cord has to be plugged in.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right, but let's say you're on the road. Then,
no.
What about the cab? Does the cab have its own
Yep, it has its own.
Okay.
Just like a car, it has its own AC.
But could we run this at the same time on the road?
No.
Oh. But you can have the generator on when you're on the road, right?
Yes and no. It's not advised to have it running
Okay.
while you're driving on the road.
Okay.
As you're driving, of course, you're going to be charging your house batteries as well. So there's no point in running your generator.
Okay. Alrighty.
Of course, all your switches, I was just doing your awning. Of course, there's awning. Light. Light step, they didn't wire it. They wired it to this switch. So, light switch right here.
Okay.
And then ceiling light. Of course, turning on ceilings. Any other lights will have their own buttons or press buttons, which I'll go over with you as well. We have a battery disconnect right here. If we turn it off, it cuts power from the battery to the whole unit.
And that's when we're shutting down.
If you're storing it for like a good 2-3 months, weren't using it, that way you come back, your batteries, you don't have to charge them or you don't have to give it a jump to get it going.
Okay, so, but let's say it's in a driveway for 3 weeks. We leave it on, the battery, or no?
Your preference. This is all your preference right here. This is just
so
to save your battery.
So what would be the upside and the downside then?
Dead battery.
Okay.
So, storing it for a long period of time, 3 weeks, probably on the too far considering it's motorized and you have a lot of power in here. I would turn it off so that way it's not killing it.
I don't understand why you'd ever leave it on if you're not using it then. That doesn't make sense to me.
It's kind of reverse. On means you get power, off means you don't have power.
I understand that, but I'm saying if you're parking it, even for a week, you would turn it off then.
Your preference. It's going to determine how
what
you
would be
use
the advantage then? Let's try it that way.
It keeps your batteries more up to life. Because you're going to have this guy running. You have a CO2 propane detector that's hardwired, so those are always going to have power to them. Until you just use the battery disconnect.
Right, okay. Let's try this another way. That's not making sense to me. So would a better thing be for us to plug in when we're at home?
You can. That will help keep the batteries up charged.
Rather than have that thing on? When I'm plugged in, does that thing need to be on or no?
No. This needs to be on at all times if you're using it. That's why you get power to your batteries to keep them charged. If you turn it off, you got no power to your batteries.
Okay. So if we're plugged in and that's on, that's also going to help keep the battery charged?
Yes.
So that's the ideal situation. Because that's what we'll do at the house is plug it in. So we don't have to turn that off in that case.
Yes.
Got it.
So as long as you have power, like your 30 amp, if you get a 30 amp to 15 amp, and you plug it into your house, it will keep it charged. You don't have to mess with this.
Got it.
But if you're storing it and you didn't have that option, that's when you turn it off. So that way you come back.
Okay.
Right here. So in the back, these are your stabilizers.
Oh, so, what's it doing?
You want to come out? I'll show you. Oh, you saw them, but just didn't realize what they were.
Yeah, I did.
Back jacks.
And so it knows